What's going on, YouTube? It is Quinn here back with another video, and you already know what today is. It is Monday, and you know Monday, we're just going to recap the whole entire weekend. It was a great weekend. Let me actually fix my camera a little bit. There we go. So Monday, we always recap Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. We're gonna look at the sales, we're gonna look at the ad spend, we're gonna look at the promotions, the emails, the returning customers. I'm also going to even show you the retail store, what the retail store did this weekend. So, without further ado, before I get into it, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the video. If you are watching this video, it's because you are very interested to see what we do on a day-to-day basis in Urban Eden and how we are building, so that you can be able to maybe take some tips from this or anything like that. So, without further ado, let's jump into the numbers. All right, so let us get into revenue. So let's look at revenue from the weekend. Revenue from the weekend was pretty good. It was pretty decent, I would say. And what's funny is like if you saw last week's video, we did like 70,000 for the whole weekend. That was an insane weekend. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, every weekend is not going to be that type of weekend. It was the opening of a sale, and also we had the end of the month. So usually with our revenue, end of the month and beginning of the month, like we always do really well at the end of a month and at the beginning of a month. So to have that in the same weekend made for a very epic weekend. All right, so March 7th through 9th, it says we did a total of 47.5. It actually was a great weekend, honestly, if you ask me. Friday, we did $17,200. And then Saturday, we did 16.6. So we did actually less on Saturday than on Friday, which is like, we usually do more on Saturday. And then on yesterday, we did 13.5. So combine both of the days on Shopify, and if you divided those by three, we roughly did about almost 16, about 15, $16,000 a day. Not bad. So if we're gonna add that 47,540. So we're gonna add that 47,540. 79 plus we're gonna see what our Amazon revenue from the weekend was. So Amazon from the weekend was, let's see, Amazon has not been doing good lately, guys. Like I'm gonna have to talk to the company that I'm working with, and they're not doing that well. So just add another 799.56 to it. So we did 48. So revenue for the whole entire weekend was 48K. So almost 50K weekend. I will never complain about that. You know why? Because I remember when we weren't even doing this amount in a month. I remember when we weren't even doing this, like, yeah, like we used to never hit these type of numbers. So I'm always going to be grateful for that. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into the ad spend. Let's get into the ad spend. All right, so ad spend. Let's start on Amazon. So we did 329 in spend here, and then we did 1.8 in Google spend right there, and then we did for Facebook spend. Let's get to it. We did for the 3 days. We spent. Let's see that. If I can get it to scroll over. There we go. There we go. All right. So your attention will be here. We did 46.92. So 46.92.10. We spent a grand total of $6,800 for the entire weekend to generate. And I'm not saying that contributed, but we spent 6,800 and we generated 48,000. So that's, I mean, even if you were just looking at that from a ROAS standpoint, that's like a seven. Was that like a seven? Is that a seven? Yep, it's about a seven. It's about a seven ROAS. Like return on ad spend is like times seven. So that's actually really, really great. That's really great. So if we just divide that into the 3 days, we spent $2,200 a day. So that's what we spent. We spent that every single day in terms of our ad spend. So not a bad weekend, guys. I mean, again, we're very consistent. That's what you have. That's the theme of all of these things, that it's consistency, guys. Keep on keeping on. Like keep on spending the same things, guys. Stick to your budget. All right, cool. So let's get into first time customers and returning customer revenue. It's a very big metric that I always love to look at because measuring your first time customers is very key. So, first time customers, 331 new customers came this weekend to generate 14K. And I always tell you guys, our Facebook ad spend, that 2,200 that you saw, that no, what was that again? That was 4,600. So that 4,600 contributes mainly to this 14K of first time customer revenue. And our returning customer revenue was 572 customers for $32,000. So returning customers were definitely the highlight of our weekend. But again, we're steadily, continually getting first time customers. You know what I'm saying? So I do want to throw a little tidbit in here. So one of the things that we saw a slight dip in our first time customers from about Wednesday to Sunday. And the reason why is because I briefly changed our shipping pricing. I was testing something out. We were supposed to be, long story short, we're supposed to be switching from Vico, which is a shipping platform, to ShipStation. But some things had a hiccup with some things, so we didn't make the switch. And because of that, I had changed the pricing of our shipping, but I quickly switched back because I knew something was off. So honestly, we probably would have hit like the 50K mark for the whole weekend if I wouldn't have messed with our shipping things. I think it messed with our first time customers just a slightly bit. My ads guy said that we were down slightly, like 5% to like 15% in terms of new customers, but still very high, still on pace to have a very strong month returning, I mean, first time customer revenue wise. But again, those little things, man, it's always like these little things that could throw things off. And me changing that thing with shipping threw some things off. So I'm kind of like slapping myself for that one, but it is what it is. So yeah, so that was our first time customer revenue. So now let's look at Klaviyo. Let's see what this weekend's emails were about. So let's start with Friday, which Friday was what was that? The 7th. So let's look at the 7th. We're going to quickly look through this really quickly. Let's look at the 7th and look at our emails. We're going to look at probably like 3 different emails really quickly just to give you a glimpse of what we sent through the weekend. This week was very body butter focused because it was our first week of our sale. So all we did with this email was just 30% off on body butters. We also gave this is like some staff picks and like what are people with in urban Eden. So that's an example that you guys can do. You can do staff picks where you can just take pictures of your people who work with you and just tell them, and they'll give you a quote about the body butter. So we have another one right here. So yeah, this is Ryan. She actually used to work with us, but she still comes and works with us sometimes. And here goes Kenneth. This is actually who does our emails right here. Kenneth is a beast, man. And then here's Simone. She works in the fulfillment team. So very simple email. Just also show our Nourish and Protect bundle. And then we also have shown, yeah, look. We also show our frankincense and myrrh, which if you haven't tried our frankincense and myrrh, I just want to give a little plug in. Definitely try the frankincense and myrrh, man. It is so lit. Very, very beautiful product. So that was our email. That was our email from Friday. The results of that email. Let's see the results of that email. So the results of that email, how many people did we send it to? And I'll let you know. We sent that to customers who have purchased in the past month. That's all we sent that. Oh, we excluded the people who purchased in the past month. We sent it to our 0 to 30-day engaged people, which is 93,000 people on that list. And we end up getting 61% of those people open. Man, we were just talking about email today in our meeting. And guys, our email is on fire right now. Email to get 61% open rate on that many people that were sending. I've never seen that in the history of our company. Like I said, I used to do all the emails myself, and I never used to get that type of open rate. So we're doing incredibly good. $4,500 came from that email. That was what was attributed to that email. So this was not a bad email. That was Friday that we sent that email. So that was the 7th. See what we did on the 8th. So on the 8th, what did we do? On the 8th, right here, we had let's see what we had on the 8th. So this was the 8th. So this was Saturday. And as you can see, we had a 71% open rate. 70,000 people opened that one. 6,300 was attributed to that. And we sent that list to Multiple, it said multiple 5-bar bundle purchasers in 1 year, and customers who opened the email in 10 days, but no purchase in the last 72 hours. So that was a huge list. We sent this out to over 100,000 people. And this email was a very another very simple email. The theme of our year, guys, is keeping everything simple, man. I'm telling you, we're keeping things very simple. Like we're not being very extravagant this year. We just said can't beat deals, bundle and save. We just talked about how you could bundle products and you can save with the money with these deals. We just listed like our bundles. That's literally all we did. That's literally all this email was, man. It can't get any more simple than that. Like 70% of the people we sent to 100,000 people and 70% opened it. I don't think you like I cannot ask for anything better than that. Like I just can't. I can't complain about that whatsoever. Incredible email, incredible open rate, very great response to that email. And then on the 9th, yesterday, which was just yesterday, we sent a SMS. So you're probably wondering, when are you ever going to send an SMS? So we had 390 people who said click, 17 recipients purchased. Let's just get a quick glimpse of what the email, what the SMS looked like. The SMS wasn't really, SMS is very simple. We don't send any MMS messages. We don't do any pictures. Our SMS are very direct sale based. So it just says it's been a week since body butters have been on sale, 30% off. Change that today. And you have to enjoy that. I'm sorry. I read that all that stuff. Let me read that again. It's been a week since body butters have been on sale for 30% off. And you have to enjoy. Change that today. That's all our text said. That's literally all the text said. Literally, that was it. Let's see. Are there any other metrics on that? How many people did we send that to actually? Let's see how many people we sent that to. We sent that to 15,000 people. Customers who have purchased in the past. Oh, that's excluded. So we sent it to our 0 to 30 day engaged and our 31 to 60 day engaged. And that is all we did. It ended up sending out to, it was 15,000 messages that got sent. That was it. And yeah, that was our weekend of emails and everything like that. So again, guys, like very simple approach. We have a heavy sale this month with 30% off on all of our body butters because it's a seasonal product and we cannot ship it during the warm season. During the warm season, it melts. So what we do is from October to March is when we sell it. At the end of March, we stop selling it and we just kind of do a big sale so people can stock up for it for the season. That's pretty much what we do with this sale. If you have a product like that, you could definitely do the same. If it's a seasonal product, you definitely want to like do a sale as it's leaving to give people opportunity to stock up. And then what happens is throughout the summer, people are dying for it to come back. Not literally dying, but they are waiting for it to come back. And we get a lot of pent up demand. So when October comes, like people are waiting to pounce on it and they're waiting for it to come in. So that's what we do. We bring it back in October. We're working on a product now so that we can last all year round. But for now, we're just kind of going with that seasonal October to March effect. We might, depending on what the weather is like, we might bring it back for April a little bit, like for April 420 special, April 20th special. We might bring it back, but it just depends on the weather. Here in Georgia, the weather is kind of crazy, but it gets pretty warm here pretty early. So, and that means body butter will melt. So last thing I'll show you is just what store revenue did, what our retail store. People have asked about store revenue, just kind of like what our store is kind of hitting on. For some reason, our retail store hasn't been like the strongest, but I'll give you Friday and Saturday's numbers because we're not open on Sunday or anything. So I just had to give you Friday and Saturday, the retail store numbers. So let's see what they were. So, wow. They were 4,000. I don't want to compare to anything. So they were 4,000. So we did $4,000 in terms of our POS sales this weekend. That was actually pretty strong when if you ask me. Let's see when we single it out for Friday. So Friday we did 1,900. That's strong for a Friday for us. And Saturday seems to be like 2,100. Yeah, 2,100. Yeah, that's pretty solid to have those type of days from the retail store. That's very solid. You saw what we did on those days. We did 17K and 6K. So 2K came from the retail store. That's good revenue, if you ask me. It's good revenue. Yeah, that's great revenue to come from those 2 days. And I will not complain about retail store revenue. That's really strong, really good. I would say like on average, like I'm always used to seeing 2,000 on a Saturday and a little bit above 1,000 on Friday. I've seen it as high as 3,000, 4,000, 3 to 4,000 on a Saturday. That can definitely happen there. So, but yeah, this was Monday's recap. We recapped the weekend. Now we're gonna get into the week. Today is Monday. Monday has already started. I can kind of see what the revenue is going to look like for the day. And that's one thing about it. As a business owner, you understand your flow of revenue through the day. Like, by 12 o'clock, you know what numbers you need to be hitting by. And then like by 3 p.m. where you should be hitting by 6 p.m. That's how I be thinking about it in my mind. Like when I wake up in the morning, like I'm gonna tell you how I think about it in my mind just real quick is like I wake up, let's say I wake up, I always look at about 8 o'clock. By 8 o'clock, we should be at 2K. By 12 o'clock, we should at the very least be at like 5, 6K by noon, because that's when our subscription orders hit. By 3 p.m., I want to see us like at 7K, at least by 7K. By like 8 o'clock, we should definitely be at like that 10K mark. And then by midnight, we'll probably be at like that 12K mark. So, you know what I'm saying? So that's really how like our revenue kind of goes. And that breakdown I just gave you was kind of like how Monday and early in the week kind of goes. And probably like towards the middle of the week, you know what I'm saying? Because we have a heavy sale month. But those benchmarks, you know how your revenue needs to hit. And if you're not hitting those benchmarks by those different set times, send an email, send a text. If it's something that you expect, then just be chill. But if you're not hitting your numbers, then you know what I'm saying, you need to make sure you need to see what's going on, see what the traffic is like, just understand what's going on and diagnose that problem. But again, I'm not encouraging you to like overreact or anything, but just understand how the flow of your revenue goes. So yeah, guys, I'll be back tomorrow with our Monday recap. And until next time, guys, peace.